Princess Diana died in 1997 on August 31st in a tragic car accident. However, I believe that it was no accident at all, but a planned murder.
82 hours already.
The Crown wanted Princess Diana dead because she represented change, and they were scared of the change that she would bring to their traditions and values. There's many eyewitnesses and testimonies and evidence pointing towards the truth that Princess Diana was murdered, not killed in an accident. So, before I go into the who and why, let's take a look at the series of events that the public is told
I just started this game, bro. I'm only level 27.
Princess Diana went out for dinner with her boyfriend Alpha Ed at the Ritz Hotel, which she owned. They were swarmed by paparazzi, and since they were swarmed by paparazzi, they decided to leave, and were They were swarmed by paparazzi and decided to leave. They used several security measures, including taking the rear exit, a decoy car, and extra security. However, the paparazzi still found him, which led to a high-speed chase, and the driver finally got away, but when he did, he ran into a pillar of a bridge. This killed all the people in the car while Alpha Ed, which is her boyfriend, Princess Diana, her bodyguard, and then the driver. The driver and the boyfriend died on site. Princess Diana and the bodyguard were rushed to the hospital, and even though they were rushed to the hospital, it took over an hour. At the hospital, Princess Diana tragically passed away, but the bodyguard survived. And another thing about that is the bodyguard was the only one wearing a seatbelt, which is suspicious. But the world really grieved Princess Diana's death. She was known for her kindness and genuine spirit. She was a true humanitarian who just loved everyone and showed so much kindness. So who do they think actually killed her? That would be the driver. He worked for the Ritz Hotel for many years as the security manager. He only made $35,000 a year, but when he died, he had $250,000 in his bank account, as well as a bunch of money on his persons, like in his pockets and in his jacket, which doesn't make sense, because if he was making just enough money to get by, how does he have all this money in his savings account? There's not only that evidence, but also an ex-M16 agent testified in court that he saw the driver's file, M16 file, and that he could trace the money back to M16, and that this wouldn't be the first time he witnessed M16 hiring England citizen to do their dirty work. So the Crown hired M16, who hired the driver to kill Princess Diana. So now we have a who. Let's go into the why of it. Princess Diana was she was married to Prince Charles, and they got divorced. This meant that Prince Charles could not remarry, meaning he couldn't marry his mistress Camilla, who he loved deeply, unless Diana was dead. So that is one reason the Crown would want Diana out of the way. Another would be is her current boyfriend Alpha Ed. Things were getting really serious, and he is Islam and had a different religion, the Crown was scared that Princess Diana would eventually also want to convert, and when she converted, she would also convert her sons Prince Harry and Prince Williams, which would completely change the tradition of the Crown, and they would have to become more accepting and have different morals and values, so they did not want that to happen. There's other evidence such as a white car that hit Diana's car, that same accident, it went completely missing. 16 couldn't find it. The eyewitnesses also saw a big flashing light before the crash even happened and heard a loud bang before the crash happened, like right before. And yeah, so Princess Diana died on August 31st, 1997. She was, however, I don't think it was no accident at all. The Crown planned and plotted her murder because they were afraid of the change she would bring. So what do you think? Was it all just one big coincidence? Or was Princess Diana murdered?